Hello everyone, this is Babylon Man. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to do a mission. I'm going to show you first what we all got done here. The steel finally finished up here, but we pretty much ran through everything, got everything smelted up, got the forge made, plenty of steel, plenty of aluminum. Well, we need more aluminum, that's for sure. If you see here, I got 4 of those extractors in there. I found 2 exotic deposits that were not too far apart from each other, so I wind up doing that too, getting the exotics out of them, which wind up with quite a bit of exotics. Turn around, got some drills going, got the forge made, got the fabricator made. I did find me a buffalo when I was out looking for mine locations and stuff, and still got a little bit of aluminum smelting down. Got almost 200 cement made. I'll show you how much we got left out of our boxes in here. We went through everything but the stone. We got plenty of stone still, but we're still going to have to wind up having a lot more stone. I want to show you that last box. I had like a roll and a half of exotics already, but those 2 extraction points I did wind up with this much exotics that came out of that. So we're going to have to get an orbital exchange made so we can get most of that up to the orbital station. But other than that, that was pretty crazy. I think that's like maybe the 2nd time that's happened. I got 2 extraction points that close together, and I didn't use the radar to find them. I found them just by running around looking for mine locations, and they're still killing everything through the walls. I'm telling you, the wolves are vicious, man, but they are awesome too to have. But just traveling with that many of them, kind of a pain, which you'll bear witness to that here before long. Just making sure, trying to think if we had anything left that we had to do first, make sure I had everything done, and we're going to start the mission up there. Now these here, all the pickaxes that are colored there, they have a drill on them already. We have a titanium, we have gold, aluminum. We have 2 in a cave that got iron and copper going. We found stone, salt, coal, sulfur. I think there's the oxygen deal in me. And of course we have silica, and there's a platinum not too far away from and 2 platinum spots. I was hoping to find a 2nd titanium anyway, and then I found a cave that I didn't mark it, but had 2 more copper, and it's 2 coppers in the same cave, which I've never seen that before. So we're going to get everything put together here, get our stuff in our inventory, and I also made the radio, so if we have time to do 2 missions, we'll do that, but I don't think we will. I think this mission has a lot of territory you have to cover to do, but we're going to wind up doing 3 scans, and then tomorrow we're going to do one for sure, which being down in the same location where we'll end up with, and then we'll put a temporary base down just to stay in there. We will get the mission started. We'll grab the boys and get headed to the first one and get that knocked out. But
welcome back. Legos unit runs Icarus for the UDA.
The woods made it really easy.
But most of this planet's still a blank on the map.
I probably killed a couple of them.
The unit wants new drop zones, which means getting terrain scans.
It's kind of fun, actually.
And they'll pay for the privilege.
So we can get the shared XP.
Just set up a radar at 3 locations.
Everything still worked out. We got
and
the
come
mission
back
done.
alive.
Did it within an hour or so.
You up for it?
But the traverse and everything, I didn't speed up or nothing. It's just
Icarus ain't always going to be so empty. The UDA wants exotics, and the Legos unit's under pressure to scale operations up,
all the farming and everything,
which means they need terrain data, and a heap of it, fast. So grab the radar from the supply crate.
Farming, so I know I don't want to watch a
The unit wants scans from 3 locations on your map. You'll be heading into uncharted territory, but that's exactly why we need the data. Think you can handle it?
with the
Well, either way,
level
it's
60.
too late now.
Now,
Good
I
luck.
am going to keep some of them. I got an ideal to do a geyser, but I got to refine the thinking process on it. But I've seen some videos on some of the way they built structures around it and stuff. But some of them guys, they had some pretty good guns while they were doing it too. Now I'll just have the hunting rifle and the compound bow. But I'm still going to try that sooner or later. But in this video, you also see too, man, that they need to do something about the way the wolves move with you. And how they get hung up and stuff. It took forever to get some of them to get unhung up because they wouldn't even fast forward down to us. You know how they used to, like you did the other day, dropping them down in you. A couple of times they would even do that. I had to position myself to move to an area where it would go around the mountain curve. So it was kind of weird and frustrating. But at the same time, I kept the wolves. All 7 survived. Horsey survived. And I did get a buffalo. Got him a cart made. Got him the harvest wagon made. Got him the cedar and the watering deal done. I did get a water den installed for the plants and for the mixer and the fabricator table and the masonry bench. But you can see they're all wanting to get out of there quick. But I had issues with it. I guess they just took off wanting to kill something for some reason. It seems like their range is a lot further than the regular woods when they see something, you know. I mean, I get close to woods and they don't even see me, but turn around, like these woods here, they can sense something way far gone. Here I'm trying to get them separated so I can get the buffalo back inside. I don't want to take the buffalo with me on it because the buffalo is just so slow. He doesn't have the stamina built up yet, but we're trying it out. And here I'm trying to find what happened to those other wolves. Here I'm just gonna put him on the stake. But I took some building materials with me down there so I can build a temporary base to help stay down there for the night anyway. And I'll start off first thing in the morning on that other quest before I do anything else. Now I'll stay down there for a little while. I think the quest I'll probably start and not finish in the video for tomorrow is a pretty large one. You got to gather a bunch of plants, foods, and stuff like that to send up. Then you got to go all the way back up north where we were at. Where there you have to cook up 300 cooked meat and just send up to the station. That one takes quite a bit. You got a lot of hunting, a lot of stuff going on. But we'll get it started, get part of it done, and then make a 2-part video out of that mission there. But I also got to clear out some caves and stuff down there. But and still I try to find how many ores and stuff down there, or deep ore mines that down there. I got 4 satellites with me or beacons to put down to mark the locations of what I find. But like I said, I really want to get a second titanium and another copper and another iron going. And then by the time it's all said and done, we'll get silica and stone going. That way we can have a constant supply of concrete. But we'll see how things go on that in the future. And I may have found me a pretty cool spot to build, but the cave was a little better. This is probably going to go all the way through, but it doesn't. But there's another spot up there. I thought about doing something like a hands deep. There's water out there on it. I was going to try like build something around that and wall off the canyon. There's only one way in there, but I try to wall that off and just check it out. Only I ran into a few bears, and that's where I got my buffalo too. But it's further up north from where we're at. You can see here having to wait for the wolves to catch up. I wish they could kind of sprint to keep up with you, but you have to just walk your horse like that there, and you still have to stop and wait for them to catch up. Get unhung up from boulders and stuff. And when we complete Olympus here, I am planning on playing Styx next. I haven't played the DLCs. I took this character in just to check out where you spawn in at, and I traveled up a little ways, and I don't. It looks they did a better job with the brush this time. I think you can really see the watermelons. You can really see the carrots and stuff like that growing, which I appreciate, because I got bad eyes there already. I don't need to have any more difficult time trying to see stuff. Time and age will do that to you over time, but it looked pretty cool. But I am going to do one with a brand new character, which I will be posting. And then, of course, I am going to use this character in it too. I need to get him to go through and do all the expansion pack stuff on it and get everything on his character unlocked. But I may even delete the other characters that go through these other DLCs and stuff. But this guy here, he's going to be permanent. Yeah, it's my first character, man. You see here, I'm having to wait for the wolves again. But gotta love those lanterns. Now, I've used those battery operated ones, but they don't seem to last near as long as these do. I don't know if that's done deliberately or what. See here in a minute, I gotta turn around and go back the other way. I just realized I was headed back the wrong way. You know, I might just do it. Start a new character for Styx, and then just keep that character just for Styx, and let him level all the way up. You know what I mean? And just have one character for each expansion or DLC. Until max out as well. I can make that. I'm farm enough to do that. But I definitely want to try to build something cool. I built some big bases, but I just want to try something off the wall. But that's going to take a lot of resources, a lot of farming. But it's, in make it all out of concrete. I don't know what it is with concrete. I just like the way concrete looks. I do wish though you can put something on the inside. You know how you got the two boards that show on the inside of it, or that little offset and stuff like that. I wish you had like you would with the floors on top of a foundation, be able to put like a wooden wall up against it. That would be cool. Drape over it instead of just leaving that concrete look, because you can build your inner walls. I guess you could do it with concrete, but that's a lot of concrete. I'd rather do it with wood or something like that, and just make something look where it's off, sets the whole thing off better on the inside versus just looking at concrete. But that was bright with the roof. It looked really good. Here's where I don't understand. I went around the lake with the woods instead of going around the lake. So I guess I had to take time to swim across the lake, which didn't make no sense to me. But at least they was able to move in the water. Now you get up against one of those boulders and stuff, and they get stuck and they can't move or something like that. Now that, I wish there was a way they can actually fix that to where they could just get around that stuff, you know, instead of just trying to constantly walk through it. By the time it's all over said and done, we probably had like those 7 wolves. We're probably going to have 7 boars. We're probably going to have 7 hyenas. Wish you can tame the jaguars and the cougars and stuff, but you know, that would be pretty cool. Raise a scorpion, one of those big ones. That'd be pretty cool. But especially bears. Now that would definitely would be cool. See, look, they just run around killing anything that moves out there. And there they are crossing over the lake. But luckily they didn't get hung up. I've had them get hung up in the lakes and couldn't get out and wind up drowning. So, like I said, you know, dogs can swim, but if they get caught up in there, I guess they don't swim long enough, I guess. But like I said, I've seen it where they have gotten hung up and just couldn't get them out of the water. By the time you get back there to them, they're not even there anymore. But the arrow still shows they're there. Yeah, and here in a little bit too, you'll see the horse do a John Cena move. I thought I lost him in 2 woods when he did that. But
now you're going to need to search the area.
But they survived it. But it kind of freaked me out though. I thought sure enough, I lost him right there. Here I'm trying to wait for them all to get there. See, they're all hung up down there on that corner of a piece right there. There they finally all got there.
There you go.
I think here we just have
stations online.
And then, of course, you know they did the John Cena motion off the cliff there. In fact, I think he did it twice. Oh, and here comes the first one. Here he goes right here. Look at him. Woohoo! Crazy, man. Oh my god. Like I said, I thought he died there for a minute, but they just jump off that cliff and just went after it.
Radar needs supervision. Get closer.
Now, there's a skills there. You would think that they were jumping off that cliff, they would die. Now here we're going to get back down to do the second one. I got a little confused there, but I'll let y'all see. It all got done no matter what, but it just I wasn't prepared for that. But what was happening there, I just totally misread everything. But the mission still counted, still got them done. But like I said, having those worlds just makes things, I mean, way better. And there's a cave right up in there, but that's where I got that iron at. I thought about going up there to get out of the storm, and then I decided to stick where I just cut that out. Just get back down there to get the mission out of the way as soon as part of it. Just wait it out. Now I do know that windmills in this game do have wear and tear on them. So you gotta go back and repair them from time to time. This afternoon, if I can notice it, it loses like I think it's like 500 points of damage in a high windstorm. So you gotta go around and keep them tightened up. But this is only temporary. I keep the windmills where the drills are. But until I get situated, and then what I wind up doing when I get everything done, I'll just run power all the way to the base itself, and then slowly swap it all over to solar power and advanced batteries. But for the meantime, it's just easier to just have the windmills there when you go first set them up so that we can get them started. Now once you get like 2 titaniums, 3 copper rings, I'll tell you, you can use a lot of copper wire, and 2 golds. And I usually go with 3 iron or 2 iron, and then I usually do or try to find at least 3 silica and maybe 2 stone. But once you get that crude oil going, you can use that, make that jackhammer. I mean, you don't need the drills for that. You just walk out, knock a big boulder out like it's nothing. But you'll see me doing that, and I'll probably swap them over to something else. Now, God told me that there is limestone in Olympus, and I have not yet found it. But I wouldn't mind trying working with it. They say it's cheaper than concrete, but I don't want it to be part concrete and part limestone. But if I do find it, I will collect some of it. Maybe build something out of it, just not the whole base. But he said there's a couple of places you can find it. And like I said, though, I have not seen it in the game. But then again, this is the first map I've found spiders, so it's awkward. You know, I've never seen spiders in the game until now. But I think that has to here. I thought I was going towards the cave. Yeah, that's right beside the heck of it. I just took that. As you can see, the storm's almost over with anyway. Here I got stuck with it, and when the wolves got all the way around me, I couldn't get out away from them. I had to dismount, move them back, and then get back on it so we can get going again. Which is kind of weird, you know. I think that's the first time they did that. Here I'm pulling them up, just running forward. Let them come up, that way they're all in front of the horse instead of around the horse. Yeah, I think I had all 7 of them. At this point, I try to keep them away from the walls, I believe, just to see if they quit getting on the and stay caught up. But a couple times when I looked to see where they were at, you can see that they were actually looked like they were fighting something. But I didn't want to stop them from getting their HP. You know, you see there I just had some HP, something just died on that shared HP stuff. kind of wish I started this during daytime instead of right through here at nighttime. But then again, it probably would have winded up at nighttime by the time we got to the end of it. I don't know what it is with that one dog or wolf there. He always hits hang up everywhere. But he'll catch up to us out of the blue. He'll be down there.
This is precise as the data gets. See what you can find.
I think this one here is the one that gave us the bears, I think. but the woods handled the bears pretty good.
That's it. Systems online.
construction bench, so that way we can put some mods on the weapons and the tools and the armors and stuff. Give us that little extra helping hand there to get things done. That's freaking awesome. Yeah, this is where I didn't realize the mission was already done on this one here. I was still waiting to feed the animals and everything when I realized it. Down to the final spot. Now I know tomorrow I'll probably have to do some farming on some silica to get the concrete going again. Probably have to do some more stuff, but I'll do all that off camera. It takes so long to do all that stuff. But it gets a lot easier, like I said, though, once you get all your deep bored mill drills going. It's just time consuming to get the resources to get everything built so you can do that. He turns out to be a mountain horse, man, going down the side of that mountain like that. But then again, he can jump off a mountain by himself, that's all that is. I decided to wait from here because I didn't want to take a chance of them getting stuck in the water. If they get stuck in the water, I think you have to come back and try to get out of the water like they are right now. but it all works out good. I had one just being a slow poke. It was author again. We'll have to do something about his stamina and his sprint speed. I know there's some foods you can feed your animals that can increase their sprint, but the problem is it drains their stamina faster, or it can prolong their stamina, but yet you can't sprint near as fast. But I don't know. I usually give them health regen food. That way they can stay healthy. Before we start going into the desert, we want to do ourselves a mower. Man, those things are fast. But we'll try to get one of those here. If not the next episode, the one after. But I like to get 2 of each. That's the way I can do the breeding part of it, which is something else that I never did playing the game. But like I said, I get in here and I start to farming, then I'll build something strange, and just wind up trying to make everything work. But like I said, we're going to do all the missions on this run here, so that way he can actually get the missions done for once. Like I said, I've done a few of them, just not all of them. And then we'll just go into the Great Hunt section of it. I think there's only one Great Hunt in Olympus. We'll bear witness to that together at the same time. Here I decided to try to stay away from rocks and stuff down to that lower range. But we're getting close to where we need to be at anyway. I was trying to keep them on a path area where there's not so many boulders, like up towards the north part of it right up there, next to that wall, between that little walkway. it just takes a long time to get across the map and trying to get all your wood and try not to lose them anyway. It just takes a lot of time. Here's where I got worried with all those rocks right there. Usually they'll get hung up in there and it won't get out. Now the horse kind of had no problem with it. But, you'll see it. The woods had a slight problem, but then all of a sudden they attacked something and became unstuck. It's almost like only one at a time can be gone through. That one area right there ahead of us, that looks like that will be like a real cool place to have a base. But, and to get water, you have to run a water line so far away. Either from there or off to left or right there, one or the other, but that's a long way to run a water line. But, then again, I have ran all the way out of the desert to the center of the map. Over here, like right there, the area where that winter, the Arctic entrance is right there. I had a base right down there where all those caves and stuff are, or right there where that one body of water is, as a matter of fact. But and I ran it from all the way out of the desert, and ran power to it. I had power lines all over the place that ran to that base, but that base will hold. I think it had like 96 million volts of battery space, so it was pretty decent size. So we'll probably try to do the same thing again. Now I did think about taking him in this here and just running him until he gets enough resources where he just like build like a build video for building some kind of strange base, in order just to do the base building part of it. And in fact, when we're done with this, I just might do that with this character here on this world, just to build some kind of strange base. But we'll see how everything turns out. think on this one here, I think we wind up with 4s, I think.
This is precise as
really
the data
didn't get that
gets.
many,
See what you can find.
but nonetheless, you know, we're gonna wrap it up on that. Won't have any more after this to do except for build a temporary base, because I think the next mission that we're looking at doing is down here hunting a predator, and I think it's going to be down here in this area somewhere. And then there's another one, like I said, you got to grow all kinds of food or pick a lot of food to send up to the station, and then you have to go all the way back up to the north side and hunt a lot of food and get, I think it's like 300.
Looks like the unit's ready.
But that one's going to take quite a bit of time. But I know if we leave a couple of corpses around, we'll get quite a few predators. And then of course, again, we can always go over to the desert biome where there's a lot of animals right there when you exit out of the cave. They can probably help us get enough meat cooked and ready to go. Here, I decided maybe I ought to get some bacon while I'm here.
Radar needs supervision. Get closer.
Far away, had to turn around and go back. I think it did that on the first one too. Got too far away from it. I turned around and go back, get next to it, close to it anyway. You don't have to be right on it. I mean, get a little ways from it. You just don't want to get too far away. And there it is. Mission complete.
Well, you're done here.
All you have to do now
You did a
is
lot
just,
more than just survive.
be done with it right there. You can keep the radar, but I don't know what else you'll use it for. But I'm gonna put a temporary base in here because I know that missions in this area, so I can't do it exactly. But that way we can have some shelter in this area. Now I will tear this down. I'm not going to here, but I will take it. I'll take it. It's a always just get up and go. Get some great sleep for the night if you have to. Just so that everything can be done for the day. I know there's another fight mission like this. It's not done. It's done to the radar. It's not too far apart. It's all, I think it's all done in the south region. It's the Riverland.